Hey guys, good evening. It is John C. Morley here, serial entrepreneur. It's great to be with you on Inspirations for Your Life. Tonight is January 9th, 2025. Welcome, everyone. Our master topic of the week is how to live while observing your thoughts. There was a very good commercial that came out not too long ago from one of the water companies saying that life happens between the sips. And I thought it was kind of interesting. So, the whole idea of what we're talking about this week is to live life while observing your thoughts. So, you are not your thoughts, you are not your body, you are observing them. And you can make the choice of what you want to do or not do. If you detach from a thought, it doesn't control you. If you detach from someone, it doesn't control you, right? So, that's an important thing. All right. So tonight's granular topic, which I know you guys are waiting for, the power of presence, unlocking joy through living in the moment. Series 4, Show 2, episode number 6. Wow. I cannot believe that we're already on show 2 and we're almost done the second show in 2025. So I have an announcement to make. Guys, I've told you what's been going on with my program. So I just got accepted in for my Masters of AI. So I'm really excited about that. I actually start school. I believe it's next Thursday or Friday night. Probably going to start out with one course. We'll see how it goes because I want to just kind of walk into this and do it slowly. My first course I'm taking is not a simple course. I'm actually taking advanced assembly. And then after that, I'm going to be taking discrete math, which is one of the hardest maths you can take because it talks about things like, let's say combinations, permutations, and things like that. For example, if you had a chessboard and you had to figure out how many permutations that you could have, realizing that there are some that actually it's not equal. So you have to figure that out. So I'm really excited about that. So welcome everyone to another inspiring episode of Inspirations for Your Life podcast, hosted by myself, a serial entrepreneur and podcast coach and host, John C. Morley. Tonight, I'm diving into the transformative power of living mindfully in the moment. In a world filled with distractions, it's time to reconnect with the present and unlock the joy, clarity, and potential that come with being fully aware of the now. As we explore powerful strategies, inspire stories, and practical tips to help you embrace mindfulness and elevate your life, it's about embarking on a journey together. It's not something, ladies and gentlemen, that just happens overnight. This is the thing I've got to tell you. It does not happen overnight, but it does do some pretty cool things when you understand it. All right. When you understand it. And I think it's interesting to understand, what's happening. And so you might have to understand, what does this mean? And I think it means the fact that life gets lived between the sips. Life gets lived, between the moments. So we have to focus on the moment now, right? Not the past moment, not the future moment, but the moment right now. So number one, the point is, what does it mean to live in the now? Oh, that's really complicated. I know. Living in the now means fully experiencing the present moment without being consumed by the past or the future. It's all about grounding yourself in the here and the now. So, appreciating what's around you and becoming aware of your thoughts, your emotions, and your actions. This mindfulness helps you avoid the autopilot mode that so many of us fall into. And it invites us into a deeper connection with life as it happens. What I like to say is a deeper consciousness, because when we embrace consciousness, it's like there's so much more in our life that can and will happen to us. I think that's a very, very cool thing. Point number 2, the benefits of mindful living. The benefits of living mindfully are transformative. By focusing on the present, you reduce stress, improve mental health, and foster a sense of calm. Mindfulness enhances relationships as it allows for better communication and deeper connections. It also boosts focus and productivity by clearing mental clutter and sharpening your ability to prioritize what truly matters. So, this is really important to understand. So, being mindful means that we focus on the present moment, the present moment. And it's really important to understand what this is. Um, and I think that's pretty cool. Isn't that cool? I think sometimes we just don't understand. And I think the reason we don't understand is because we're rushing too much on the future. All right. Number three, ladies and gentlemen, practical techniques for living mindfully. Incorporate mindfulness into your daily routine with simple techniques, starting with mindful breathing. We've talked about this before. Take a few deep breaths to center yourself. Engage in body awareness by noticing physical sensations. Try gratitude journaling to focus on positive moments in your day. Meditation, even for just 5 minutes, you can work wonders in calming the mind and anchoring you in the present. Now, there was something I taught not too long ago, and this was a type of clock. I don't know if you guys remember this. This was the I have to remember now the clock. It was the Panda. What was this clock? I'm trying to remember what the clock was. It was a clock, and basically this it was a type of tomato that was a clock and had you do things in 20, 25 minutes, 25-minute periods. And so when we Pomodoro, that's what it was. Thank. I just happen to remember the Pomodoro technique. The time management. I'm not going to go into that now, but we did it in another show, and it's pretty cool. I mean, really, really cool, everyone. All right. So, number four, challenges and how to overcome them. Living mindfully isn't always easy, especially in a fast paced world. Distractions like constant notifications and a busy schedule can pull you away from the present. To overcome these challenges, set boundaries with technology, practice self compassion when you notice your mind's wandering, and prioritize intentional breaks to recharge. Remember, mindfulness is a journey, not a destination. Okay. It is a journey, not a destination. So if you are mindful right now, then a lot of cool things can happen to you. Um, Interesting to see, right? I think that's important to know that. And so I think it's important. All right. I think it's very, very important. Um, Very, very important. But you have to realize it, right? You have to realize like what it means and what all this stuff means. And I think when we get this, uh, it allows us to understand where we're coming from, right? It allows us to understand where we're coming from. And so when we embrace the moment, that's what happens. Okay. If you embrace the moment, then that's important. Okay. That's an important technique. And so the more that we understand how things work in our lives, the more we can focus on the present moment right now in our life. All right. So that is very, 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 very cool. All right. So now we know about mindfulness, right? Um, and real life applications of mindful living. Number five is mindfulness isn't limited to quiet moments. It's a tool you can use in everyday life, at work, practice mindful decision making to boost creativity and collaboration in relationships. Being present with loved ones to strengthen bonds during mundane tasks like eating or walking slow and fully experience each moment. Mindfulness is a way of living, not just a practice. Number six, inspiring quotes about living mindfully. So, quotes can serve as a powerful reminder to stay present. Here are a few. A quote by John Kabat-Zinn. The best way to capture moments is to pay attention. This is how we cultivate mindfulness. Another one by Ram Dass, quote, forever is composed of nows. Actually, that's Emily Dickinson. And be here now is Ram Dass. So these are pretty cool things. Things that maybe you didn't quite understand at the moment, right? You didn't understand at the moment, but they're very, very important things. Okay. All right. It's important to understand that. And so I understand what you mean, but I also understand that it's about doing something, right? Doing something. And when you do something, you live in the current moment. Okay. You live in the current moment right now. All right. The current moment right now. And so the current moment is this moment that we're in at this very minute, this very second. We're here right now. All right. We're not talking about the past. We're not talking about the future. We're talking about the right now. And I think that's a pretty, pretty cool thing. All right. A very, very cool thing. So I can tell you that when we are mindful, a lot opens up in our world. Okay. A lot opens up. And, living in the moment isn't something a lot of people can do. And it's because they are basically focused on the future. So to live in the moment, you can focus on your heart, you can focus on your breath, you can notice something happening right at the given moment. You can take notice of things like, how does the chair feel against your body as you're sitting in it? Notice the lights in the room. Notice any smells, right? So these are very important things. And so when we just notice something, life really changes. So noticing makes it so, right? Noticing makes it so. It makes it so. And so if we notice, then we know that we're a certain place, right? We know we're at a certain place. And by noticing, I think that's something that a lot of people don't realize is that it has the power to transform us. Okay. It has the power to transform us. And so transformations happen because we're aware of our current present situation. That's pretty powerful, right? So to live in the moment, we can focus on something right here, right now, like our body, how something feels, a sense, a smell, right in this given moment, right now, not any other time, but right in this moment. You might notice, if you were holding something, what does it feel like to hold this USB shell? What does it feel like? What's the texture like? I notice it's kind of smooth, right? I notice I can feel the edges where it's open here, and I can feel like the cardboardiness, like when I rub on it, and it has a little bit of bendness to it, right? And I think those are cool things, but they don't happen when we're thinking about the past. So I couldn't be focusing on feeling this Lexar thing here if I was focusing on the past or if I was focusing on the future. I'm focusing on the present right now in this casing and feeling how it is, right? I'm noticing how the letters feel. Another part is very shiny. I'm observing the words with my eyes. I'm reading it and I'm noticing the texture. That's all happening because I'm in the current moment. To be in the current moment, I am forgetting about all my past and future thoughts. I'm literally just allowing the gap of my thoughts to form. That's a very, very cool thing. And I know that this is important. And I know that you're probably saying, John, I can't focus on the moment because I have other things to do. All right, I get that. But if you don't focus on the moment, everything in the past and everything in the present isn't going to go anywhere. So let me give you an example. Um, as I told you, I got accepted into this program I worked on a few months ago. And part of me was like, oh my gosh, like, when am I going to get accepted? What's happening? I just got the letter the other day. But I focused on not the past, not the present. I focused on right now. And right now, I said to myself, I'm going to have an acceptance right now. That was the now. And very soon, the now happened. When we focus too much on the future, we lose track of what is now. Okay? We can let go of the past, we can let go of the future, and we can just focus on the now. You know what's going to happen? Everything else takes care of itself. Everything else takes care of itself. That's a pretty cool thing, guys. So you're saying, John, all I need to do is focus on the present? I'm saying you just need to focus on the present. So if you're still like on the fence and saying, John, I still don't get this shit. All right. So let's talk about things that are in the present moment right now. You're in the present moment. Okay. You're breathing in the present moment. You're looking at certain things at the present moment. You are watching me or hearing me in the present moment. All right. What else are you doing in the present moment? You're sitting in a chair. Maybe you're driving a car. Maybe you're having a cup of coffee or something else. What else is happening in this present moment? If you're on the phone, I'm holding a phone. I can feel the texture. I can feel what the phone feels like, right? I might even hear the dial tone. For those of you that couldn't see that, because this was maybe just the audio portion, didn't see the video portion. I was holding the phone up to my ear. And so in that moment, I was aware of the texture, the weight of the phone. I was aware of the sound I heard. I was also aware of the fact that when I picked up the phone, that one of the lights on the phone's pad actually went red to indicate that this line is in use. So these are pretty remarkable things. The question, though, John, is why is it people don't focus on the now? Well, I think it's because they get stressed. That's it. Knowing the present is just now. So, how else is the present? So, maybe you're taking a walk, right? And you notice maybe your heart rate, if you're walking faster, you notice your heart is beating a little faster. Maybe you noticed the sensation of your feet in your sneaker hitting your foot, hitting the ground, or feeling that sensation. Maybe you're hearing the sound of your foot hitting the ground. Okay. Maybe you're hearing and feeling the wind, right? Maybe you are noticing because you're walking so fast, maybe you're feeling a little bit of a like a blood from your throat because you're running too much, right? Maybe you're feeling that. What else is in the moment? In the moment is that I am just focusing on my next step. I'm not worrying about the whole run or the whole walk. I'm focusing on my next step. And if we just focus on our next step, life can be pretty amazing. I think that's a big, big part is to understand that. What else is in the moment? Maybe you're having breakfast. It could be cereal. So the moment you're holding a glass of orange juice, you can feel the coolness from the glass. You can feel the weight. You can notice against your palate the orange flavor, right? And the coldness as it goes into your mouth. Maybe feeling it against your teeth a little bit, right? You also can notice that when you put the glass down, you can feel, you can hear it. When you pick up the spoon for your cereal and you put it in, you can notice, you can hear it. Pay attention. You pick up the one push, you put it to your mouth. You can notice the texture. You can notice what it tastes like, and you can notice the bites. And that's focusing on the moment. That's not focusing on what you're going to do at work. That's not focusing on who you're going to talk to later. It's just the moment in present. So when I start my class, and I've done classes in the past when I was in college, I'm going to change my philosophy to how I learn in college. And that is, I'm going to focus on just the moment. I'm not going to worry about anything else in the chapter, anything else in the book. I'm just going to worry about this moment and just this lesson. That's it. That's all I need to worry about is just this moment. And if I don't get something and I have to work on it or get help, I'm going to focus on the moment. Just the moment. That's pretty cool, if you ask me. So now we know some ways to figure out if we're in the moment. The moment is when we are conscious of what's happening around us. See, hear, touch, smell, feel, right? All those see, hear, touch, smell. Also, proprioception, right? Tells me what state my body is in, or what arm or leg or other part of my body is. Even if my eyes are closed, I can tell from my proprioception receptors. All right, guys, it is important to understand one thing, and that is the fact that living in the moment takes time. You're not going to become an expert at this overnight. So let's just make sure that you understand that. If you understand that, then now you can understand that you truly can unlock so many potentials in your life, but only if you focus on living in the moment. Living in the moment means that you forget about everything else for this moment. And you might say, John, that's so easy. Well, if it's so easy, then why doesn't everybody do it? It's because they're pulled in all different directions, right? Maybe you're working with somebody who's in customer service and they chat and they do multitasking, which is terrible because they're not really giving you great service, right? So when we do one thing and we finish that one thing, then we move on to the next thing, right? Yes, I put things down on my to-do list, but I don't focus on those things. I focus on the one thing right now, okay? And then I move to the next thing. That's it. I just keep focusing on the one thing, just the one thing, only the one thing. That's it. I focus on the one thing. And that one thing can be the difference of you becoming a success or you procrastinating or you getting everything completely wrong. People that worry about the future actually contaminate their future because they're messing up the present, right? If you're crossing the street, you have to remember to be present in the moment. Look left, look right, back, forth, even in a car. You got to be in the moment, right? All right, guys, I'm John C. Morley, serial entrepreneur. If you enjoyed the episode, please be sure to share it out with your friends and colleagues.